Thanks so much for having us here in St. Joe. We're really excited. We've been canvassing the state of Missouri over the past few days, and we'll be continuing up until next week. We are joined today by parents, health professionals, public and higher education supporters, and business and community leaders who are united in their support for Proposition B. Missouri has the lowest tobacco tax in the country at 17 cents per pack, and this directly relates to our poor health outcomes and high smoking rates, especially among children.
Proposition B would raise the tax on all tobacco products and generate $283 million per year in new revenue for the state. 20% of that would be dedicated for tobacco prevention and cessation programs to help Missourians who want to quit do so and to keep our kids from ever starting. 30% of that new revenue will go towards higher education and will help build Missouri's future workforce and train future caregivers. The tobacco industry and their allies have been in charge in Missouri for way too long. Tobacco tax total receipts are $95 million per year, while the Medicaid cost associated with tobacco-related diseases is $532 million.
The reason I'm here is because I really do have a dog in the fight. In 1962, I lost my grandfather to cancer caused by smoking. Smoked all his life. In 1980, my father, after 2 heart attacks and a stroke that left him totally paralyzed on the right side, he smoked all of his life. He also died. He was 54.
To counter the ads that are going around that say enough is enough, I would say enough is enough. It is time for us to take a stand. We are right now 8th in the United States as far as cancer deaths, 11th in the United States as far as our smoking rate, and more concerning in Northwest Missouri, it's even higher than that. And even more concerning than that is the smoking rates amongst our youth. We are seeing an era of children who between 18 and 23 have a smoking rate in excess of 50%. And I find that embarrassing.
So we have the lowest tobacco rate in the nation, one of the lowest, and it has not provided any economic boost to the state. You know, this tax I think is really needed, and I think it's long overdue for the additional revenue for our schools and getting the information out there. Thank you.
It's taxpayers like you and I that are paying a tobacco use tax, whether or not we use tobacco. Last year, Missouri taxpayers shared in paying $532 million in Medicaid. All those costs were accrued by smoking-related health issues. Vote yes to a brighter Missouri, and vote yes this November on Proposition B.
Hello, my name is Steve Klotz. I'm the Assistant Superintendent for the Maryville School District, and I am here to show our support for this Proposition B for a number of reasons. Probably most importantly is the health implications that go along with the use of tobacco, and it allows us to provide that message to our students, and the additional cost with the tax would probably act as a disincentive for our students to be purchasing cigarettes or other tobacco products. And then secondarily, the impact that it will have on revenues for schools in our state. Specifically, our district appears as though we would receive about $221,000 in additional state revenue, which would go a long ways to support education.
I know at Northwest we had a lot of budget cuts last year, and we had to cut a lot of majors and minors, and we also had to shut down our aquatic center on campus. With this increased tobacco tax, a portion of the revenue would be put toward higher education, and I know that not only Northwest could use it, but also every other college in Missouri.
Hello, I'm Roger Barnes, Superintendent of Schools here at Chillicothe R2 Schools. Chillicothe R2 Schools is not unlike any other district in the state of Missouri. We've felt a real pinch in our local budget from the loss of state revenue. And in the past 2 years, we've actually cut our budget $1.6 million, which resulted in a reduction of staff, larger classrooms, less textbook funds, less funds for professional development. And the Proposition B would greatly enhance our budget here. It would be a great source of state revenue for us and would add about $300,000 to our budget here just from the revenue produced from Proposition B. So with that, I say vote yes on Proposition B.
Well, in Maryville, we listened to several other stories, and one woman was talking about the loss of her family, and I noticed a woman standing in the park who'd walked her dog crying. And I walked over and I said, do you know what we're doing today? We want to raise the tobacco tax on cigarettes. And so people are telling their stories. And she was sobbing and she said, Her story is my story. I lost my sister 2 months ago to lung cancer, and I had to watch her die an agonizing, horrible death, and she never quit smoking.
That board
So-
last March. So I'm passionate about kids, so I'm extremely excited that Proposition B will be there to help add some funding and revenue back into our schools. There's also another reason to support Proposition B. It will be good for Missouri businesses. Lost productivity costs to Missouri businesses are very high due to tobacco use. According to a recent report, each pack of cigarettes sold in Missouri cost our economy 12.68 cents in lost productivity and preventable health care expense. Today, as a state, we are not offsetting those costs to businesses and taxpayers, and Prop B will provide smoking cessation and quit assistance programs to help reduce the burden of smoking on our state. Vote yes on Prop B to reduce the burden on Missouri businesses and save money for the state.
You can see that this proposition is a win-win. It helps save lives, helps keep kids from ever starting to smoke, and provides much needed revenue to our local public schools. We look forward to our next stop. We will be going to Lee Summit tomorrow morning. We are taking this bus tour to about 24 cities across the state of Missouri. And with that,